Well, so what do you want to do?
I want to take you out to dinner. And then I want to go back to my apartment and watch Kung Fu. Do you ever watch Kung Fu?
I love Kung Fu.
Channel 39.
Totally.
You should come over and watch Kung Fu tonight.
Okay.
Don't you know that you're a grown up? No games, no puns. Not a lot if you're a grown up.
Hey, welcome to Gen X Grown Up. I'm George, and I am a Gen X Grown Up. Thanks for clicking on the video. In the 1980s, you could count on a few things happening in my life. Ronald Reagan being in the White House, me playing baseball with my friends anytime I got a chance, and when my mom would take me to the video rental store, I headed straight for the martial arts movie section. I love martial arts movies, especially 1980s martial arts films. There were some of the most over-the-top, crazy films you'll ever see in that genre happening during that decade. Everything from the American Ninja trilogy, Enter the Ninja, its trilogy, Bloodsport, Kickboxer, even the crazy ones like They Call Me Bruce and Jim Kata, of all things. If you were a fan of martial arts films in the 1980s and you had a well-stocked VHS rental store in your hometown, there was one movie that should have caught your eye. Berry Gordy decided to enter the film industry with 1985's The Last Dragon. Now, it's probably a movie you missed, but I didn't, so I thought I would bring it here to you today. It starred Timac, who was a kind of an unknown guy, but really charismatic on the screen and very funny. It also starred Vanity, who was a fairly popular pop singer at the time, and Julius J. Carey III, who may have had the greatest entrance of any bad guy in any martial arts film in the 1980s.
Am I the meanest?
Sure enough.
Am I the prettiest?
Sure enough.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time?
Sure enough.
Well, who am I?
Sure enough.
Who am I?
Sure enough.
I can't hear you.
Sure enough.
Shogun of Harlem.
The Last Dragon is a film about a character named Bruce Leroy Green. He is a young black man in Harlem. Family owns a pizza shop. He has a younger brother and younger sister, but he studies Kung Fu. At the beginning of the film, his Kung Fu master is going to be leaving on a trip. And Bruce Leroy has yet to attain the final level and what they call the glow. This is a film that covers that mythical quality of martial arts films that was so prevalent in the 1980s, where it's more about the mysticism of the martial arts than it is about the technique, which is totally awesome. Now, don't get me wrong, Timac is a martial arts master. He has several black belts in several different disciplines, so he is a technical fighter. He goes off on this mission to try and find the glow. Meanwhile, his younger brother is a super fan of the character played by Vanity. She is a video DJ host who has her own nightly show. She counts down the top 10 videos, kind of like some of the stuff that we would have seen back in the day, like Soul Train, that sort of thing. If your video plays on her show, it's super popular, apparently. While that's all going on, there's, of course, a bad guy. Now, I'm not talking about Shonuff. There is another bad guy. That's one of the things that makes this film so great in the martial arts genre. It has two bad guys. How can you beat that? So, the second bad guy is kind of like a bad boss mafia type guy, but not really mafia, kind of running his own little thing. And he has this annoying Cyndi Lauper knockoff girlfriend who wants her video played on Vanity's TV show. Now, of course, Vanity refuses to play it because it's an awful music video. That's what starts her storyline with her evildoer in the film. Bruce Leroy and Vanity have kind of a crossing of the paths moment when the mafia guy's hitmen try to kidnap Vanity. Bruce Leroy saves the day, but then of course he disappears. And in perfect 1980s film fashion, He leaves behind the little medallion that his master gave him to help him to find the master that would help him find the glow. And of course, Vanity picks it up. Hilarity ensues. People are fighting in the awfulest of ways and in the best of ways. I don't want to ruin the movie for you, but if you've seen any 1980s martial arts film, you can kind of guess where all this is going. There's going to be a recompense of the bad guys and the good guys at some point. It's a great film. You should definitely check it out. Now, I just recently found this film again and rewatched it, and one of the great things about this movie were the special little appearances of people who became popular in their own right later on, but were completely in the background in this film. Ernie Reyes Jr., he plays the young little guy. He's like probably 6 or 7 years old, but kicking the big guys' butts. You know, he's a super martial artist. He ended up in a TV show later on with Gil Gerard of Buck Rogers fame, a TV show called Sidekicks. Then there was, believe it or not, Rudy Huxtable herself, Keisha Knight Pullum, plays the younger sister to Bruce Leroy. And oddly enough, the one that I didn't remember at all was William H. Macy. He actually plays this guy in this one little scene where he's begging Vanity to play the video for the mob guy because the mob guy is apparently threatening him. It's totally unexpected. Even though William H. Macy is young, he still looks kind of old as William H. Macy does, but it was just so refreshing to see some people who I've seen in later films do great things in this wonderfully fun, horrible, awesome martial arts film from the 1980s. So if I had to give this film a rating, it would be 5 tokens out of 5 for me. You've got 2 different bad guys, one of them having the absolute best bad guy entrance in all of 1980 films as far as I'm concerned. I can't give you a better film to start off my movies you probably missed segments other than The Last Dragon. It was an awesome film. I'm sure that most of you out there probably missed this film. You've got a character named Bruce Leroy. You have Vanity for your singing and music video pleasure. You've got William H. Macy, for crying out loud. I mean, this film is awesome. So absolutely, you should go and find this film on YouTube or in a DVD section if you can find one somewhere. I'm sure it's on eBay. There's probably some people selling it for hundreds and hundreds of dollars per copy. But you should absolutely try and find this film. Grab yourself a bucket of popcorn and a pair of chopsticks to eat them with, and have yourself a blast in 80s nostalgia martial arts glory.
The ways you made it clear that no one else.
We'll see you guys next time.
Don't you know that you're a grown-up?
Subscribe to Gen X Grown Up by clicking right here and enable notifications so you won't miss a thing. Use the comments down below to tell us what you think, and while you're there, a thumbs up would be great too. Please share this online wherever you hang out. Connect with GXG on social networks by clicking right here.
Basically, life sucks as a grown